Interesting. Okay, that would make sense, but yeah, I guess there is kind of like I guess like either a fear to engage with the viewers, or just give them no value. For example, I do see a lot of orbiters just like either playing games or just doing a lot of reaction content, but
Hmm. Yeah,
that's
it's not really
just
about
about it.
the not about the audience really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think especially right now since I'm writing this article about Destiny and kind of about his relationship with the orbiters and with the audience, and a lot of audience members become orbiters. I think that it's kind of like my content is about the relationship to the audience at this point in time.
Do you think that well, yeah, that's actually interesting. Like the viewers becoming the orbiters. I've seen a lot of
Yeah,
like orbiters from well, a lot of viewers that Destiny has that have become content
right. Yeah,
creators.
yeah, and I think the system is used to orbiters being fans of Destiny, which I think was one thing that kind of set me apart.
Ah, that's actually interesting. Yes,
Because
that is actually true.
I never watched his streams. I never watched any streamer. I had never watched streamers stream before I became one.
Yeah. For example, if I became like a streamer, I'm not a streamer, but if I became a streamer, it will be through like either an already created community or like
Hmm.
another orbiter, and that would just be like the growth. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
like a natural growth. It would be like a growth that is attached to an already existing community.
yeah, that's the fastest way to do it for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that was my topic. Thanks.
Okay, well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Oh, oh,
Did you know that Birdo is male? This is specified in the instruction manual for Super Mario Brothers 2.
no.
Hello? Thank you for calling Mr. Girl Hotline.
Jesus.
How can I help you?
Do I warm up?
Hey, Mr. Girl. Hope you're doing well. My question is going to be related to Holly. You had a feminist scholar on, I don't know, a month back. I loved
Yeah.
that stream, by the way. It was like maybe
Well,
some of my favorite content you've
then
done.
you'll be happy to know we are going to do a follow-up stream.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good to hear it. I'm surprised how much I loved it. I think base level, I think it's a lot of like feminist theory and stuff goes a little too deep. That's not what I'm looking to talk about.
Okay.
Towards the end of the stream, I think I don't want to call you distraught, but I don't know what it was. The stream broke down a little bit, I think. Maybe you even said that it bothered you, some of the things she was saying.
Her
So
separatist thought experiment really
yes.
disturbed me. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what I wanted to ask you about. I thought personally, and I'm doing my best to avoid quick statements here. I promise I'm not coming at you at from a place of hostility. But I thought she came across as generally pretty reasonable, or like very reasonable even, and in lacking of malice in general, towards men, which is maybe some of my has it like which is kind of where some of my fears of like super hardcore feminist people or types comes from. And even that question and the way she presented it, it seemed to me like it was purely a hypothetical, and a more of a thought experiment. And it bothered me a little bit that you weren't able or willing to engage related to it, because I think a lot of the content that you put forward is like inherently pretty incendiary. But it's it requires us to look more at like the message and actually think about these topics that a lot of people like don't actually think about. And this, to me, this is like one place that I think like if you were, I don't know, like either just willing to engage on it or think about it a little bit more. I don't think what she was saying was too crazy. I think the idea, don't get me wrong, I think the idea is crazy, but where she was coming from was, if men and women aren't, you know, we're in a separatist society, women simply wouldn't have X issues because it would be impossible. And that seems like a very base level assertion to me. So my question is, what do you think about that? And
That's bad.
have you? I think she said that she was going to be mailing you a book. Did she do that? Are you going to read it? I know she said she's coming back on. So.
She mailed it to me. I'm gonna read it. We're gonna talk again.
Cool.
Okay. You want me to say what I think of what you just said?
Yes.
A few things.
Nice.
I think whether something is incendiary and whether it is reasonable are different. Like saying women shouldn't be able to be police officers. I was arguing about this with somebody. That's a reasonable thing to say, but it's also incendiary and, to my mind, wrong. But it's reasonable. I don't think I said that what she said isn't reasonable. I think I said that it upset me. And I don't think that me saying I'm upset by something is a statement that it was unreasonable for the person to say it. Or I'm not even saying it's reasonable for me to be upset. Being upset isn't really reasonable. Period. It's not based in, like, reason. It's just my reaction to it. I had a really strong negative reaction.
Do you still?
Yeah. I do.
Do you think it was coming from a place from her? And make me correct myself if this is a quick statement. Do you think this is coming? What? Was that bad?
It sounds like it's gonna be bad, but I'm ready. Just
No,
I don't want
actually
to. I
asking.
don't want to derail the conversation. Just flow freely. Just what?
Okay. Do you? I don't think you actually think, or I hope you don't think that she actually wants a separatist society. Do you think she does?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So I think that maybe clarifies a little bit for me, like that you being upset was just the idea of the thing rather than at her.
I was upset
My
at
third
her
string.
because of what she said.
My worst character.
Okay,
moves
if
tonight.
I was on a date, I'm on a first date, and I'm like, I carry a gun, and it's just so weird sitting here thinking that I could just like shoot you in front of all these people, and like you would just be gone forever. Like, do you believe in heaven? I don't believe in heaven. So you could just you would just be gone, like you wouldn't exist anymore. Isn't that weird? That like if I had like a weird seizure and like sneezed, I could just like shoot you without even realizing it. And then the person's like, "Hey, you're making me uncomfortable," and I'm like, "Whoa." I'm not saying I want to do that. I'm just saying, isn't it weird to talk about how that could happen right now? You're being so unreasonable getting upset right now.
I think what you just
Even if
said
you-
is. Oh, go ahead.
Even if you don't think I'm
Easy.
genuinely threatening to harm you, you could see how the person on the first date would be like, well, this is still upsetting.
Absolutely. I think the difference is that, you know, a first date is a kind of an intimate setting where you're.
That's not the different. No, stop it. Wait.
Wait, can
no.
No, wait,
Oh,
wait,
God,
I need to
please
continue.
don't. Please
I feel like
don't. I don't
I feel
want
like
to do
I'm
this.
being fair.
I don't. You're not being fair. I know you think you are, but I don't think you are. I think
Okay,
that
well, we disagree. Can I say it?
I
and
think
then
the
you can decline to
specific.
answer?
I don't want you to. I want to talk for a little bit, and then.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I think that you're not engaging with the purpose of the analogy, which is to say that just because someone does not actually intend to do something or want to do something, in the analogy, shoot somebody, or have a separate society, simply the act of musing about something out loud is something that I think can trigger emotional responses in all kinds of people.
No,
Like somebody could be talking to me and say like, wouldn't it be weird if we had a society where like Max had to give everyone on Earth a blowjob every day? I wouldn't think like, oh, are you really gonna do that? Is this like, is this really happening? I would think, oh, it's weird that you're bringing this up and it's making me uncomfortable that you said that. It's the musing itself. And I just don't believe or accept that you don't understand that I could have an emotional reaction to her musing aloud about what if we had a society where all the men left or all the women left. Like, do you actually not understand? You must understand that could cause an emotional reaction in me without you needing to ask these clarifying questions of like, well, wait a second, do you actually think she's planning on doing this, or do you think she really wants that? She said she didn't want it at the time. She said she didn't want it at the time. So why are you asking me that?
Yes.
We established in the conversation that she didn't want that. So if you're asking me to respond to you having a bad reaction or thinking negatively about me having bad feelings about it, then can I just fucking explain why I felt that way instead of you asking all these weird questions, trying to probe stuff that you already know isn't happening that might be causing me to have that reaction? That doesn't make any sense. That's the weird line of questioning if you already know the answer.
I don't think. I think my question's been misinterpreted. In number one, these are my two differences. And
the question was, what do you think? And I have not been able to get through what I think.
What do you think about what I stated?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to respond to, and you won't stop talking.
Wait, I feel like I gave you a lot of time.
For the love of God, no, you haven't. You haven't.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first thing I think is that you are conflating feeling upset about something and thinking it is reasonable to be upset about something. I'm afraid of spiders. Even spiders that I know can't hurt me. I would still express this fear on a live stream. If you saw a spider crawling up my arm, I would go, eh. I'm afraid of spiders, even though it is not reasonable. My recoiling in disgust is not a statement that I think it is intellectually sound to be upset by this. Secondly, you've compared her incendiary statements to my incendiary statements. One thing that I think people got really upset about with the Cuties review is that they thought that I didn't know I was making an incendiary statement. The thing that was relieving about the I'm a pedophile music video is that it's clear that I know I'm making an incendiary statement and that I already knew I was making an incendiary statement. It kind of corrected the record of like, no, I know that what I'm saying is freaking you out, and I know why it's freaking you out. And that, she didn't have that. She was the way people thought I was in the Cuties review, where she's like, no, it's just a thought experiment about separating the men and the women. What? Huh? What do you mean? What's the problem with having this thought experiment? I don't understand. That made it additionally triggering. If she had said like, I know this is a fucking horrific thing to say, but for shits and giggles, I'd probably have a much more muted response. But this feeling of like, oh, you're saying something like really awful and horrifying, and you seem to not understand that it would be awful and horrifying. And the fact that you don't understand that plays into what I think you think about men. And wraps back into, you're imagining a society without men, but in your imagination, men are people who aren't hurt by you bringing this up to them. So there's just like total lack of understanding of how men can feel and will feel about you saying things like that. That like all of this at once was super triggering for me.
40%.
What do you think about that?
Pretty upsetting.
So, I think,
I don't know the Terminator matchup very well.
Did know she was what was being said was incendiary.
When I stopped playing regularly,
but I think you
just came out.
Have just convinced me a little bit to maybe pull back from that. I don't know, because what you said is a good point. I mean, maybe that needs to be explicitly stated. Like, obviously, this is an insane take. And
I thought that her reaction to me being upset was like, oh, I upset you. Whereas like if I was talking to a black if I was talking to a black man and I said, what if we just put all black people somewhere else and then saw what happened? And they got upset about it. I wouldn't be like, oh, did, oh, oh my, did I say something that offended you? Oh, well, what if just, okay, let's reverse it. What if all white people just like left all the cities and all the black people stayed there? Would that, oh, that upset you too? Wow. Like, it just feels, it didn't feel like they're, like, I don't think she needs to put a fucking like sign on it saying I'm making an incendiary statement, but it just felt like in the delivery I don't. Even after I got upset, I still don't think that she came away from that conversation thinking like, "Oh, that's an incendiary statement that people might get really upset about." I think she came away from it thinking like,
Okay.
"Max had a rough childhood." Got it.
Hey, whoever liked the stream, thanks.
Can you ask her in your conversation, or am I overstepping? Or maybe it won't be productive.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think she tried to pull it back a little.
Yeah.
But I think so. You know, you gave the example of like on a date. I think the way that specifically like academic people talk about these topics is like slightly less emotional, maybe, and or just intentionally void of emotion and theoretical. And that maybe that was my assumption going into it. So I hope she doesn't actually, or I hope she knows that that's a crazy thought. Because it would blow up everything if it didn't. Really, you know, I was coming at it more from a place where like my assumption was she knew that it's a crazy thought experiment, but still worth discussing in that moment. Similar to, you know, I found it very much like her position in that moment was like what you were in the past. And so I don't know, I just wanted to discuss it, but I think maybe I've rethought it slightly, or at least my thoughts are significantly less firm on what her position is.
Yeah, I think I just don't want you to think that if I make a statement about my feelings that I'm making an objective like, oh, you said something upsetting objectively. Although I do think, separately from that, I do kind of think it's objectively upsetting. But also that doesn't mean it's reasonable. I'm not saying it's unreasonable to say or unreasonable to think. I'm not trying to combine all those into one thing. A certain content creators will try to make it sound like their emotional reactions to things are correct and right if they're having them. Actually feels like most content, maybe most content creators in this like arena that I find myself in.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear that that's not what I'm trying to say.
No, I know, and I'm on the same page with you. I mean, obviously the idea itself is so insane, like it's beyond upsetting. It's like but you know, in a academic conversation, I think it's one that's worth engaging with. Was more where I was coming from. So, but I appreciate it. I think.
Okay, yeah, I don't think she shouldn't have said it. That's not. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that.
Gotcha. Cool. I think that's all for me from Holly. I can come up with something else if you want. I do have another question, but let's let somebody else.
Okay, 30 seconds. What?
No, it's okay. I'll let somebody else.
Lightning round. Okay, fine.
Alrighty, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Okay. I think I got it. Word X triangle and then that.
The way academics talk is less fucking human. Yeah, it felt like we had a human connection until she was like, "What if your people left?"
Thanks, Redshaw.
And then it did feel a little less human.
You talking to me?
Oh God.
That scared me. Holy shit.
Hey man. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. I can't complain. I wanted to speak with you about the erudite Destiny conversation that you had. That Destiny labeled as the Devil's Threesome conversation.
Yep.
I took a lot of notes. Just on the first 2 hours, there's a total of 60 interruptions from Erudite and Destiny. There's very few interruptions from you in comparison. There's about 15, maybe.
Wow. And I get the
Maybe at most.
reputation. Okay, so I think this call is gonna be you defending me and shitting on other people.
Well,
Right.
I did. There is a little bit of a. There is a little bit about you
Okay.
that I took notice of that, like, was like, for instance, one of the things that they criticized you for that I actually agreed with them on was it apparently did start a retread of the Rectful conversation at the very beginning.
Yeah.
When you were telling Erudite later on that you were like, oh, you wanted to speak about this, but that wasn't actually the case. But there's just a lot of stuff that they did horribly wrong. So I was just like, it was just happenstance. There's a lot of I think that's like the primary video where I think of when it's like abusive dynamics. There's just a lot of like switching the roles, a lot of defending one person over the other, a lot of favoritism.
Yeah.
So to speak.
I
Yeah.
don't know how that happened.
So I thought it would
My
be
bad.
like. I thought.
I do have to
Hey,
make sure my
man.
scorpion's tip
Come
top
on.
shape because
Interest.
Jimmy
You
main
gotta
scorpion
talk.
and
Let's go. What's up? What
Mr.
you
Girl's
trying
gonna be
say?
hip to all the
Stop,
nonsense.
stop explaining stuff.
It'd be in your interest to like when you're doing. So when you. When you're doing like your article and everything, it would be in
Yeah.
your interest to use stuff like that in your examples to be able to give specifics of what you think is abusive behavior or just generally unwelcome
Oof.
behavior, like very difficult things to navigate through in this sphere.
Okay.
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 Do you have any
Well,
thoughts on that?
No. I appreciate the suggestion. I don't know how to have conversations that are just us agreeing with each other.
Yeah,
Got him.
Well, I guess I could talk to you about the makeup take. I think I disagree with you on the makeup take, primarily because I feel like
The makeup
you
take
usually
being, I don't think women
tend to
should wear.
define wearing
I think
makeup
women-
as
I think women should stop wearing makeup.
yeah. You usually tend to define it as
Got
it
'em.
being a lie, right? Or is that
All right. All right. All right.
I think makeup is dishonest, and
Oh.
that's part of why I don't like it.
Oh.
Do you inherently think lying is always wrong?
I think it is always lying. I don't think it's always
Okay.
wrong. No.
Got him.
Righty.
Shit.
What exactly makes a
Fuck.
wrong in this regard for lying, or is it just
Well,
How you
I think
come.
it's women lying about how young and how happy and how well rested they are, and I think that's bad because in a way it covers up their real bodies and their real emotions and their real experiences, and it makes them a little bit more doll-like, and I think it's dehumanizing and bad for society. I think it's bad for everybody.
Do you feel that way about when people groom themselves, like trim their beards a certain way or anything like that? Like keep
No,
it in
because
shape,
when you-
anything like that? Like
No, because when you see somebody's beard or their body, you know that that actually is their body. You're actually looking at their body. You're not looking at paint that is pretending to be part of their body.
Oh.
is it really pretending?
Yeah.
And chippies.
Well, some
Well,
makeup is
It's
more
out in the open
obvious.
Where it's like if somebody's
Yes. Some makeup is more obvious, but usually there's a blend of foundation that is meant to be invisible and then more ornamental
Okay,
makeup
cool.
on top
Cool,
of
cool,
it
cool,
that's
cool.
meant to be noticed. But still, the
Scorpion.
accumulation is like
Very rusty.
You're supposed to not really have a sense of what the
not
person
good.
actually looks like underneath.
It's not good at all.
I would do you think this should be also for the probably a question statement actually. For movies, you think like no makeup should be worn in movies? Movies, TV shows, stuff like that.
I think probably it'd be better, but I think it's a little different because we know it's an idealized version. We know we're looking at something that's not real. It's an idealized version of reality.
Shit. I couldn't stop
It's
it.
like if like a woman puts on some makeup
His reach is so
and makes her feel
crazy.
good, even though she knows that's not really like real, and if the
Yeah.
other person's looking at her, knowing that's not real, but it still makes her feel good and feel good.
Oh shit.
I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that,
Oh.
even if it's dishonest.
I don't do fatalities anymore. I used to when I was younger, but now I just want to get it on to the next round.
Yeah, I'm okay with this dishonest because it's not. Yeah, to me, it's. I think to you, most rational people, it's not always bad. I generally think like it's probably preference based for most people. Like, hey, I want to see the real you.
Yeah.
Because if I have a partner personally, I'll tell her like,
Yeah, I
don't
want
need
to
you
teleport too.
work all the time. You don't really want to. I wouldn't put the pressure on her. But if she wants to do it, then that's fine. That's my
What?
personal.
What was that frame perfect
I
bullshit?
understand. I don't think it is fine. I think women should stop wearing makeup. I think
Damn.
we'll just have to agree to disagree on this one.
I think
Got him.
men should wear makeup more. That'd be hot. That'd be great.
Oh, that's nice.
Alright.
All right. Well,
Oh,
thanks
I didn't mean
for
to do that.
calling. Thanks for agreeing
Yeah,
with me
good
on
one.
everything. I don't think it makes for that interesting of a call. It's nice to talk
I don't
to
think
you,
the
but
makeup thing. I think the makeup thing. I
you did disagree. That's true.
disagree with you pretty vehemently.
Damn it.
Yeah, and
It's-
you know,
but it still
you know,
feels
it
like
wasn't
we're
a brutal
agreeing.
fight or anything, but
No. Okay. Well, thank you for calling.
yeah. You want me to come in and scream at you? The
No,
trans take.
no,
Next time I can
no.
scream at you about the trans stuff.
Okay.
Disagree with you on that too. So.
Let's talk about trans stuff. next time.
Damn, it's gonna be like 40%.
We'll yell at each other next time. I promise. Next time I'll.
No.
yell at you.
I don't want you to pretend to be mad. I'm just saying that
Oh
I
my
feel like
God,
there isn't
40
that much for us to hash out here.
50%.
That's cool. All right, cool. I'll yell at you next time.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll
No,
talk to you later.
I'm dead.
All right, but
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Alright, check the status of my
Hey.
other Mortal Kombat.
How you doing, Mr. Girl? Wait, I'm trying to turn on my camera so you can see me. Hold on a second.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the other Mortal Kombat. Oh, wait, I have to finish this guy off.
Yeah.
I'll just win. I'll just use
I think
the
this
good
might
one
be
and win
set
real
up.
quick. I have to
What's
play on
up?
Game Pass because
nothing. Just doing a little Mr.
just
Girl
real thought it was
hotline. You know how it is?
cross-platform.
Why you talking to me so sensually?
I don't know.
Like,
You tell me.
my fault. You can keep it going. I guess I'll get right into it. So, I don't know if you know him, but my brother is Benny. And
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
we're totally different people. But
Not totally different people, but okay. Continue.
I guard break that. I didn't know you could do that.
You got some similarities. Let's be honest.
wait, you think so? Oh, you already think that?
Yeah, your speech patterns, for sure. Yeah. It feels like I think that's why I was talking to you that way. I feel like I sort of already know you.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, maybe. Okay. So he was like I don't really watch your content that much, right? But he watches it a lot and he tells me about it and we talk about
Hell
it.
yeah.
So he was telling me that you're not a fan of the red pill. More specifically, that you think this shit's kind of gay. Now to preface it, I wouldn't consider
Yes.
myself red. What?
And he's
Yeah.
risen to the occasion.
Okay, I wouldn't really consider myself red pill, and I don't really like labels and shit. But basically, my question is there? I do want to know about the gay thing. Why you think that? But I also want to know, is there anything
Oof.
positive about the red pill, at least for men in general?
That it's gay. It's not bad. It's not bad that it's
What?
gay.
It's not bad that it's gay. Okay, so what do you
Yeah,
mean
I
by
don't-
gay?
I don't have a problem with gay stuff.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't realize my
It just
fatal
seems
blow
like
was up.
men hanging out, talking about. Okay, there. People don't like it when I use the word gay. They want me to say homoerotic. They, it's men hanging out, and this
Yeah.
is something I've experienced a lot in real life. Certain men. Okay.
Fucking got him.
When I was a personal trainer, there's a guy who, another trainer. He's probably like,
Fuck.
probably like 50 or so, maybe like 53.
Nope.
And he'd come up to me and he'd be like, how's the new roommate working out? And I'd be like, oh, she's cool. He's like, she hot? And I'd be like, well, I don't really want to. I don't really comment. I don't really talk about like whether women are hot. And he was like, come on, is she hot? How old is she? I was like, she's like 23. And he's like, what she look like? Come on. And I was like, no, seriously, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, is she? Come on, just is she average? Like what? And I was like, I think all of God's children are beautiful. Okay, I don't want to talk about this with you. And I couldn't understand why I was uncomfortable. And I realized it's like a sexual thing. He's like trying to have a sexual conversation with me. He'd do this all the time. He would like see a girl would come there, or a client. He'd be like, do you think seems like your client's kind of got a thing for you? And I'd be like, yeah, well, they all do, buddy. That's part of personal training, is your clients want to fuck you, but like that's just like, you shouldn't do that. And he was like, oh, I think you should. I think it would relieve both of your stress. Okay, so just this energy of like, I'm gonna be gay and weird towards you, but we're gonna do it by talking about you fucking women.
I gotta set all this shit up on the
My
That
response to
energy-
that is,
Yeah.
oh, you're not okay. Yeah, my response to that is that dude is weird and you're being weird. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I think the way he went about it. If I go up to you and just be like, okay, you got a new roommate. I didn't. I guess I'll assume she's a girl. Oh shit, she's sexy.
Gay.
I'm sure she knows she can tell me bye.
Why? Maybe I'll be like, okay.
It's the same thing. You're just because you're a little smoother about it doesn't change the fact that you're like put my brain in your body as you're watching her walk to the shower in her towel. Like, what's
Christ, is the game, like, super fucking loud?
This is why I said. This is why I said you're weird. It's like, why is that your perspective?
Because
Why can't it be something simpler like?
Why are you asking me?
What's happening?
Because if you don't want her, maybe I want her. Maybe you could set me up. Seems like you never thought about that.
I don't think that's what
But
he
it
was
was weird
asking.
because it was a
For
50-year-old
sure, he
really loud for me.
He was married and had kids. I mean,
Exactly, he was weird. That's what I'm saying. But just that in general isn't weird.
I'm not saying it's
And
weird.
like,
Wait.
you
I'm
guys
saying
were
it's gay.
friends.
I'm not saying it's weird. I'm saying it's gay.
Yeah, but what was gay about that? Asking for girls hot?
That you
I
could
think
be.
women,
You could.
women's beauty is important to heterosexual men. And if you're friends with someone, and they would want to know if you're with a beautiful woman. That's a regular thing to ask.
I'm not saying it's not regular.
It's not a gay thing to ask. It's
I think it is
totally...
I think it is depending on the reason for asking. I think it's usually a kind of homoerotic
that
experience
test.
or conversation where two men are licking drool off of each other's chins while they're talking about some girl.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm very curious. How did you get to that? Because you gave me an example, but I'm not understanding how you got to that.
Well, it's just a feeling. It's just a sense. It's a sense I get.
Feelings are stupid.
True. Maybe I'm wrong, but you're asking me why I think that. So I'm trying to tell you.
No, I
You
said why you think that, but you're telling me it's a feeling now. Those are two different things.
It seems to be. I think it is what other people are feeling too.
They're feeling gay, but they're hiding it.
It's not necessary. I'm calling it gay.
They're feeling
but it's
homoerotic.
men like to drool over women together. This is a really common thing that you see all the time where men are like,
So
ooh, well,
dark.
catcall. Catcalling is gay. Because you're not catcalling. You don't catcall a woman by yourself. You do it with your friends. You are showing your feathers, not to the girl, but to your friends.
There we
You're
go.
like, look at my sexual prowess, guys. And then you scream nice ass across the street. And like, yes, her ass is playing a part, but
Oh,
her
shit.
ass is like,
Forgot.
it's like you're
Forgot
playing racquetball. Sexual homoerotic racquetball with your friends. The girl's ass is the wall that
I
you're
gotta set
bouncing
'em
the
up.
ball off of, but really you're playing with your friend.
Yo, my brother underestimated. Yo, he undersold you. You go to crazy places in your head. You really do. Sexual racquetball. That's something.
The first thing
else.
you said when you got in the call, you're like, why is this conversation so gay? You were like,
No,
why
I
are you
said
talking to me
it's-
so?
I said
You're
talking to me
like,
mad
why are you talking to me so?
sensual. I
Yeah,
said you talking to me mad sensual.
all right. And how did I didn't say I was being sexual, but you just decided
No, I
that.
said
It's just
sensual. Sensual.
oh, sensual. Okay, I'm saying that's just a feeling you got though.
No, it was kind
It's
of
an
reminiscent
observation.
of like a call
obs-
girl. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, a
So
little bit
I'm
of
just
that.
having it's the same thing for me. When some guy's like, ooh, look at that chick. I'm like, hey, feels like you're trying to.
But to be
start
fair
some-
though,
it feels like things are getting kind of heated between us. I don't
to
know.
be fair though, I don't really
Yeah.
think that's what Red Pill's about. I think it's more about understanding women's nature and self-improvement to be able to get women.
Okay.
And some of those things might be uncomfortable, right? Like, you know, there's a funny joke that me and my brother had where it's like, we don't know what niggas look like, right? Like, you
Yeah.
don't like, you know, it's like you don't want like, because what you're talking about, right? Having to self-improve as a guy is like having to put yourself in the female shoes
Yeah, I don't
to
use
try
that
to
at
understand
all.
what's attractive and then apply those things to yourself, right? And then maybe part of that is looking at other men that women find attractive and maybe taking some parts of them and try to emulate them in some ways, right? So I understand what you're saying in that sense, but
Men evaluating each other, evaluating themselves, talking about their physiques and their genetics and their abilities and their prowess and their social skills and their money, and it's like men like thinking about other men, like Andrew Tate. Like it's all super. It seems like super gay to me. I'm not. Like yeah, I agree with the other parts of what you're saying, where
Nope,
you're
that
talking
one's-
about your.
If this was
your
MKX.
you're smelling your own armpit.
I haven't played in like a year. I could switch to that and win immediately. No practice.
You're
Unfortunately,
you're-
MK11 I have to
yeah,
practice.
you're cooking. I'm gonna learn to cook. Yeah, I get it.
Oh shit!
I
Three
think
people
I
like, thank you,
understand
thank you, thank you.
that's a woman's job, but you know, sometimes we gotta do it. You know? But so let me ask you, right?
Yeah,
Because you can say the gay thing,
yeah.
but then how much weight are you really
I gotta
giving?
tell paper scissors it's all
Because
sad.
if you're saying flat out, yeah, they're homoerotic, like I get your point, but is it like a tongue-in-cheek joke? Like, what are you really saying?
No, I'm serious. I think
Do you think if I wanna self-improve, I'm gay? If I look at my homie like, yo, you see that bitch? Yo, she's sexy, yo. I'm about to go holler at her.
What?
He
I
says,
think there is
yeah,
a
bro.
I think
This
there
is
is an
dumb.
unacknowledged sexual interaction happening between you and your homie.
Why
in
can't
that-
I get
in that
bitches with my
exchange.
homie?
You can. You're allowed to be gay.
Why is
I
it
feel like
okay,
I feel
why
like
is-
wait,
okay.
I think there's a it's okay to be gay. I think there's
Okay,
a
no,
premise
let's
in this-
understand that I don't want to be gay.
we'll establish our positions here so we don't have to keep having this weird argument. I think it's okay to be gay. So if I'm saying that something's gay, I'm not saying it's bad or that you can't do it. So you can get bitches with your homie. You absolutely, it's okay to get bitches
I
with
don't
your
want you calling that gay.
homie. I know. But I am.
Even
Because
though
of it. because it is.
Well, I want to say you're wrong in general.
Okay.
Well, let's just start with I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Oh
I
god.
think you're wrong. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Well, if you don't want something to be true, it definitely impairs your ability to recognize whether it is true.
No, it's not about I don't want it. I think it's not true.
I think you think it's not true. But you also said you don't want it to be true.
Got him.
No, I don't.
No, I'm not saying this. No, I'm not saying this. I'm not. This doesn't invalidate. This
Wait, why
doesn't
is that?
invalidate your opinion fully.
Stupid.
But
It's not.
it does. I think it's worth pointing out.
I put
you
my
don't
Discord
want
over
this
my
to be
OBS,
true.
and I thought my OBS was
You don't
showing me
want it to be
Discord.
true.
No, I don't want you saying that.
You don't want me to
Thinking
say
it's
it.
true. I don't want you saying that thinking it's true. Matter of fact, you should stop saying that altogether. What are you thinking? What you're saying is nonsense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so you don't think it's true. I think it's true. You don't want it to be true, but I do want it to be true. So I would say we're both pretty biased. We're both deeply compromised here. I don't know that we can kind of compare our views, but I don't see either of us budging too much.
Okay. Well, I did ask for your overall. I guess, but I mean, besides that, it seems like you kind of understand it, where it's coming from. And I guess that's your only take on the red pill shit.
I think it teaches men to be manipulative and sexist.
Oh God, here we go.
So I don't like that. I talked about this on. I don't know if you've heard me, or
It
or
teaches
been-
them that, or that they can be that. They,
I think-
through
I
going
think-
through that, they can become that.
I think it teaches men to try to. The word I like to use when talking about this is biohack. It teaches men to try to biohack women's physiological systems to get them to do what you want. Like, I think the ultimate red pill thing would be like just an aerosol can of spray that just makes women do what you want. It's like you're just trying to always get closer to that.
An aerosol spray to make women do what you want. What's wrong with making women do what you want?
Well, I think it's manipulative
Oh,
and
that's not what I
kind of
wanted.
controlling. And I'm not saying you should never feel that or think that or want that, but it feels like a big emphasis on that. And then also, there's a weird and other undertone to it where it's really subservient.
What's wrong
Where
with
it's
a
like-
woman serving her man?
No, where you are subservient to women.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like trying to figure out what they want and trying to please them. Like a 13-year-old girl who's like going through puberty and is like, I've noticed I can get men's attention if I wear a certain dress or I look at men a certain, like, oh my gosh, attention from men. I have so much power and
Mr. Girl.
control now.
Jesus.
But that what? Yeah.
Do you think that it's so? Would you be able to compare that to getting ready for a job interview? You gotta like. So if I get dressed, smell nice, and you know,
Oh,
put my
thank you,
game
Kat.
together for a girl,
Yeah.
Trib.
I'm
Yeah.
being subservient to her.
It's a job interview is a good
See,
comparison.
it's crazy. Like
in a
'cause you
job
just said
interview,
it was manip- well,
in a
hold on,
job-
actually, I'm not, let me-
Wait,
let
you
me
don't
finish.
think that Mr. Girl
Job
means
interview is
manipulative.
homosexual?
you're subservient. in a
Yeah,
job
sure.
interview.
But you're also saying it's manipulative. But if I'm doing things to make her like me,
Yeah.
it's manipulative and subservient.
Damn it.
I think I could see it both ways. In one way, it's controlling and manipulative, but in another way, it's like you're trying to figure out what she wants and then become it. It's not, and it's like, I don't know. I'm more interested in the idea of men being like, let's be honest about who we are, and instead of trying to meet women's like expectations that are not realistic, or like fair, or right. Like maybe there's a different way that women can be attracted to us, that that is less like mainstream or more individualized. Even maybe you have to just be yourself in a certain way. But it feels like the red pill stuff is like, no, you have to smell good in a specific good way, and then have money, and then be fit.
I think the strategy is
and
going to
show
opposite
off,
order.
Blah blah blah.
Go my weakest to
And
strongest.
yeah, the peacock showing his feathers is a bit subservient. It's like we're all strippers.
See, the way you're talking,
Yeah.
it's like
Against
I
Mr.
understand
Girl.
why you could not like it because it's like you're it's kind of like you're you're anti-work. It's like
Uh-oh.
sometimes you have to work to get a chick. It's okay. It's fine.
Okay,
Sometimes
Hellish
you
Inferno
do.
might be how I actually do it.
If she likes this restaurant, or she
Oh,
likes
I might have missed it then.
men that are swole, that have muscles, or she likes a beard, like sometimes you have to work to get the girl you want. It's fine. It's not crazy. Because it almost sounds like you're trying to revert how you're trying to come up with a new way for us to mate. But I don't think you're nitpicking on certain things, but when you look at it as a whole, like what you're saying doesn't really make sense.
Oh, fuck. Damn it. Oh, this is Cat the Cat. I misread that. My bad.
I'm trying to think if I've ever worked to get a girl.
Jesus Christ.
I've chased
There we
girls.
go. AA stuff
But
is
have
nonsense.
I changed myself for the purpose of getting them?
Maybe there's
don't
something
know.
that you like to talk about, but you realize I can't talk about it in front of her.
No.
At least on the first date.
No. It's got to be on the first date.
Come on, there's something like, or at least if you have an opinion, like
That's
you
right.
might
I wouldn't work on
talk
computer.
about it, but you're not gonna give your full, deep opinion that you would put on like Reddit or on your stream. Like you might, tone it back a little bit because she might not be ready for the whole thing.
I felt that I was getting into too many relationships with women who didn't really understand me when I was like 24.
Wait, were you getting in relationships or were you just fucking?
I was getting in relationships.
That's
So oh, I see. Okay, so I dated this girl when I was 24. My girlfriend was 29. And we broke up. She was from a pretty traditional family. Her father was a
Can you guys hear me
high-powered
fine?
executive,
Over all the other sounds?
like a pretty big
I don't know
company.
how that works.
I don't remember if her mother even worked, but they're very very traditional. And it was just like it wasn't gonna work out. We were just like way too different.
class differences.
Yeah, class differences, tradition differences, just different values. And like we individually were pretty similar in values, but it's like I didn't.
Cool, thanks, Trib.
Blending the family, it's not gonna work.
Her family hated me. Her parents were horrified by me. Actually,
Practice a little
I think
more
her
'cause I
father
like-
liked me. But her mother was like
One of the abilities on him I never used.
absolutely horrified by me. And I one thing close to the end of our relationship was I asked her if I could model nude for an art class.
Oh, okay, I'm just waiting on
So
the
I'd
guy.
never done it
Too much,
before.
bro. He be doing too much.
I know. I'd never done it before. I was 24. This is the beginning of my I was a full-time art model for a while, but
Ooh.
Okay.
I asked her if I could do it, and she said
variation
no.
called?
She said,
Keep
"I'll
that
break
boy
up with you if you
unblocking
pose
it.
nude." I was like, "Even if I pose nude for an art class, you'll break up with me?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's cheating."
That's a little weird, but
Yes, I thought that was weird. So I decided to write a sex blog that would have every
It is called Bad Boy.
sexual formative memory or experience from birth. Everything
yourself.
for myself. Yeah, I would write down a journal of every sexual thing that had ever happened to me internally or externally from birth to the present day. And I wrote this every thought I'd ever had.
Oh, okay, your thoughts. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so I wrote this blog, and I would write it every day for like 6 months. I wrote like probably like 1,000
Yeah, it's off
pages
the screen.
of just like the sexual
See if he had it made
formation of Max. And my idea was, if I just do this, then I can't hide. I can't pretend to be somebody I'm not, and then I won't get in relationships with people who don't understand who I really am. And then I would just have girls read it, like on the first date or before the first date. I would just be like, "Hey, read my sex blog," and then I'd be like, you know about the time I was like standing behind my mother in the kitchen when I was 8, and I like took my dick out and shook it around. You know everything. You're gonna know everything that I know. And that way, I don't have to like worry about it. I don't have to worry about you finding anything out about me. You'll just know everything.
You understand? See, you need
Make
the
sure
dose
that's
of
him. I
red pill.
think it is.
You
though.
don't
We
understand
talk
women.
about most of these
Or at least
games that
if you do, you just don't care.
Well, I have a woman.
Yeah. Okay, that's him. Okay.
So
Him and I are
doesn't
at
mean
it.
you understand them. She might be
I'm
able
not,
to. She might just.
I'm not saying I understand them or don't. I'm just saying why would I join? Why would
Oh,
I
you're
join?
right. I guess you're right. I guess you're
Get
off
this
the
off for a
market.
minute. Oh,
For good.
I'm off the market.
my hair's killing
Yeah,
me.
for good. I think so.
Oh shit, she don't like hearing that.
That's the plan. Oh yeah, she
Hey, lady.
she's in it for the long haul.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe she left too.
All right, I'm
Damn.
Friday. I'm happy for you.
What about
I'm happy
you?
for you.
Are you you sound single?
Yeah, I probably won't do anything until I'm like 35 in terms of relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 20. I'm 27 right now, so I got some time. Or just unless I find someone that great, but I don't really like. I don't put that much. I don't give people that much on this. I don't really.
So you just want to have sex and then just move on? Because like if you have
Sorry, that's
sex with
probably
somebody
loud.
enough times,
That was
you
a
just
bad
end
call.
up in a relationship with them. I think.
That is not true. I have very, very strict boundaries.
Should have thought about putting my. I should have thought about resting my.
Like stuff
Headphones
like you won't talk
on the
about certain
mic.
stuff.
No, like I have very, very strict boundaries for a woman that I'll give a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like honestly, I don't see myself being able to get in a relationship with a girl unless she's a virgin, to be honest. That's like my strictest one. I might be able like that's my strictest one, but like even that I might be able to move on it. I don't think I could do anything over 1 or 2, but preferably I'd
Virginity
rather-
as a concept is
Wait,
strange.
so you're imagining starting a relationship with a virgin when you're 35?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Doesn't really matter if she's a virgin, to be honest.
Well, because the problem is that I foresee is if she's 30, it's kind of an unusual person.
If she's 30 and a virgin,
If I'm being honest with you,
she's probably not
like
gonna.
like 18 and 24.
He's probably not
Okay,
gonna be
so
trying
you're
to
35 and she's 18,
wait as long as she want to wait. Then
You know why not?
and she's a virgin.
a
Okay.
30-year-old woman
And
virgin
well,
is
just talk me
probably
through this because this is like pretty foreign to me. I like my girlfriend.
not trying to give it up very soon.
And and like as I get older, I'm like, man, it sucks. I'm getting older, but at least she's getting older too because.
Uh-oh,
'cause
this
I
is
feel-
the
I feel like our age
wrong
gap is
variation.
narrowing as we get older, and I think that's.
I don't know what I'm doing.
That's good for our relationship. It feels good to me.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So I'm coming at it from a very, feminist, egalitarian, different perspective.
Well, at least this shit's the same. Damn it.
Yeah. So can you what's your what's up? What's your thinking here? Okay, so just walk me through how it's gonna work ideally.
Oh,
So
okay,
she's
wow.
18.
I guess
you're
it's not that
35.
important.
Yeah, are you Christian?
Yeah.
She's Christian.
This guy being in coke juice.
Okay. So she's Muslim.
I think I'm really uncomfortable with the phrase coke juice.
Sure, she could be. I fuck with Muslims.
Nice. Okay. And then you're the only man she ever has sex with?
I feel like if you need a woman to be a virgin,
What do
you're
you-
probably really
What do you
insecure
talk
about your
with an
wiener.
18-year-old?
I think I can talk to anyone. You can?
I
Oh,
can't,
you
but
know,
like the,
you know what it is actually?
What?
Yeah, a lot of people put a lot of onus on that. Like, bruh, I don't like.
age is just a number.
No, it's not even about that. It's like about the what do you talk about thing. Like, bruh, like my girl is not
Easy.
my friend. Like, it's
Oh,
a
you
different
don't-
type of relationship.
What the
You don't
fuck?
talk.
No, we talk, but like I can like I don't know. I've never had a problem with talking to a girl because
Yeah.
really, like even when you're just trying to get girls, it's like I think that's one of the big things that a lot of men don't understand. It's like why are you scared of talking to a girl? Just talk about what you want to talk about. If she doesn't fuck with it, move on. Just talk with her what you want to talk about because a lot of girls are a lot of times they're reserved.
Oh fuck, I
you
didn't
know,
change it.
you know, a lot of dudes that want to find that tomboy that he gets silly with. I don't care about that because
Yeah.
I think for the most part, I'm gonna be the one in control of the conversation and shit like that. Like it's kind of my job.
You
This
don't
is
want her to control
weird.
the conversation, or you
Not that I
feel
don't
like
want to. Like I don't mind if she does, but if she doesn't, I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'll do the work. I can do the heavy lifting in terms of the conversation.
and what's her job?
Oh, yeah, I forgot he has extra reach on his uppercut.
Be pleasant.
Oh, shit.
Be pleasant. Be sexy. Be a good mother.
I forgot.
It's all
He did
it
say
needs.
he's like all red pilled on women, so.
Now, to be fair, a lot of this is incumbent on me securing the bag. You know? I have to have the income to be able to facilitate this lifestyle. If I get to 35 and a broke ass nigga, then I'm gonna just get a regular bitch. You know what I'm saying? I can't really shoot for the stars with what I want. You know, and I'm okay with that.
That's what I have.
What? What?
I have a regular bitch.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. What do you mean by pleasant? I don't know if I understand what you're saying. What do you mean by pleasant?
Like, you know, a good way to tell there's the trope. Like a good way to tell if someone's a good person is like how they treat service workers, like you know,
Yeah.
things like that. You know, she's just
I really
a
hope he's
person
gonna-
to be around. She's pleasant to other people, not a raging bitch.
I have a lot of times.
I really hope he was gonna
with my
compare
girlfriend,
treating
Shayla,
women to how you
I'm
treat
like,
service people.
I don't think you're very like. We'll be at the drive-through getting McDonald's, and I'm like, you know, you're like screaming at this person. Like, come on.
Yeah, you gotta check that because if she does it to that nigga, she'll eventually do it to you.
Well, she does it to me, but
Benny's brother's
I
a
try to be really
trip.
nice to like hosts and servers and stuff, and I'm like, and I don't think I don't think she like dislikes them. I think she's just kind of awkward. But I'm like, hey, you're like representing me here, kind of. So like, can you try to be friendly?
Mr. Girl said I got a
lot of,
regular
arguments
bitch.
about this.
So what's the conclusion? She's not gonna be more pleasant?
She doesn't know how. She can't. She tries. I think she's gotten a little better, but she's
that's a reflection on you that you're not a good role, like you're not a good leader if you can't
Okay.
get it to.
He didn't make her conform to
I
his
can't.
will.
I tried. I give up.
You just didn't try the right way. What you gotta do, you know, holler at me. I'll show you how to get it online.
Well, what would you do? She's watching. She's listening to this. So whatever. I mean, go ahead.
Give me an example of
Look on that
her
guy's
acting up
face.
after you talk to her about this.
She just sounds like kind of a terse when she's talking to like service people. Like she just doesn't really seem like she's really engaging with them, on like a human level. It feels
So you
This-
said that she didn't understand that.
She agrees with me, but it's not whatever I
So
do. It doesn't.
sounds like
It
it's
doesn't.
just she doesn't want to change.
I don't know.
Come on, Smokey
I don't know what
Herbs.
the
There you
problem is.
are.
Actually, I take it back. Sometimes you can't change everyone. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
If you have Xbox
So
PC
sometimes
and you
you
wanna
don't-
let me practice, you can
But that's not, I mean, obviously that shouldn't be that big of a deal breaker. to you.
message me.
No. It's not a huge deal. All right, listen. I think we should move to the next caller. Is there any final words you want to say?
I actually had a whole other thing to ask you about.
Oh, well, do you want to try talking about
That's a
it
really good point,
briefly,
Trib.
or what?
I just don't understand the idea
I'm gonna start
Like,
off
what's
this.
he gonna
What do? You think
do?
is worse?
to make a 30 to
The
35-year-old
Holocaust was
virgin choose to have sex with him.
Probably slavery.
Okay.
I think slavery killed more people. Probably the total suffering caused by slavery was greater than the Holocaust.
So
Although the Holocaust is more like insane.
to be fair, I know what you're saying that.
Yeah.
At least I'm gonna assume. But
Hmm.
a lot of those, like, the crazy experiments, the things they're doing, that shit was probably happening to a lot of slaves. And it's not as well written about.
True. Yeah. So I'm just going off of what I know. I could find. Yeah. You could tell me stuff that would make me be like, oh, okay. But I think that
shit like buck breaking and cutting their nuts off and all types of shit. Like there was a lot of crazy shit going on.
buck breaking.
Yeah, you know what that is?
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
I know all about it.
I'm asking that because I heard that
He
you have a
said,
problem
"Oh, I know
with
what that."
Kanye's doing.
Oh.
And I think there's a silent majority of people that just understand that shit's just facts.
What's facts?
The whole Jewish stereotype. Maybe not that it's facts, but it's just like people have there's a little inkling of that maybe this is the case.
What the fuck?
The case?
That a lot of Jewish people have a lot of power. I think that the Jewish people have a lot of power and they're quote unquote controlling the world. At least they're controlling America, I guess. Controlling the media, things like that. And I've heard that you have some issues with Kanye, and maybe you call him anti-Semitic. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Jews are in some kind of coordinated network of control over the media. Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Would you call Jeffrey Epstein killing himself a conspiracy theory?
Yes. He does.
No, I think he killed himself.
So why would you call that a conspiracy?
Oh wait, I think he meant the opposite.
It's anti-Semitic and a conspiracy theory, but I think those two things need to be together for you to be convinced of your point. And it's like,
well, I don't think Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. I think he killed himself.
Yeah, but it's not.
Okay.
Like,
How many gay bullets can we be expected to dodge?
Because that is what the coroner said.
Sorry, I was reading the.
Oh, you don't think you think Jeffrey Epstein did kill himself? You're saying?
Yeah, I think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Yeah, okay, I was right.
I don't think he was murdered. I think he killed himself.
No outside influence. You think he just did it on his own?
Well, I think the outside influence was he got caught, and then the entire world was going to.
Damn it! Why can't I do my move?
Put him in jail for like 800 years or whatever. So I assume to avoid the humiliation of that, he killed himself.
Okay. So you think it's conspiracy theory if you think he didn't kill himself?
It's objectively a conspiracy theory. A conspiracy is a group of people, a lie that is
it's Smoky Herbs again?
A secret held by a group of people, and you have a theory about it. Is definitely a conspiracy theory to say that he was murdered. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh.
Why do you think it's a conspiracy theory that the Jewish people run the media? Let's say.
Well, it's not a conspiracy theory that Jewish people are overrepresented or disproportionately hold jobs in the media. Like, that's obviously true. The conspiracy part would be that they are like a hive mind coordinating to control you, or that they are somehow not Americans. Somehow they're an alien race that's like invaded and taking over the country for nefarious purposes. That's the conspiracy part.
Okay.
But like you can just take a census and like objectively show that there's the population of this country is like 0.5% Jewish or something. There's like not that many Jews here, but like
that kind of makes it more weird that they overrepresented. But let me ask you this. So
to me it's not weird. So because like I grew up around Jews. I have Jews in my family. I'm half Jewish myself, and so for me it was like totally normal to like all my friends who were Jewish from high school were like, oh, I'm gonna become a filmmaker. I'm going to become a director. I'm going to be a screenwriter. I want to be a producer. I want to move to LA. I want to move to New York. And like we did, I've moved to both places to pursue careers in media in both places. And here I am still now pursuing a career in media. Like to me, that's just like but I don't have any cultural connection to like other Jews. I have no religious connection to other Jews.
I think you're leaving some things out, right? So let me ask you this question. How do you feel? Do you think it's racist if... I have this conversation all the time. Do you think it's racist if, let's say, Asian dude runs a company, and he only hires other Asian people.
Oh, the nepotism of Jews helping other Jews, is that racist? Yeah, definitely.
And you don't think that happens?
No, I do think it happens. I think it happens with every race, but yeah,
But you know, the way you were just talking about just now, it's like, oh yeah, they just wanted to be the. You don't think they had an unfair advantage into getting these fields since all the people at the top
Not the
were
same thing.
also Jewish?
I mean, I didn't get into the field. I got to pitch a script to Bob Weinstein once, and he didn't buy it. I've met Bob and Harvey Weinstein. They didn't hire me. They didn't care that I was Jewish. Like the thing is, like, yes, there's nepotism, for sure. I think people of all races engage in this. For sure. If you're a black, I mean, first of all, if you're a black screenwriter right now, I think that's gonna help you more. That's no. I think anybody. That's gonna help you more. A black screenwriter, black producer, black director.
I didn't know this. I might start working on mine.
Well, seriously, I mean, like,
I'm being dead serious. I'll be thinking about it.
Yeah, or like YouTube right now. YouTube has a thing where they're like, if you're a black creator, we'll boost you. They don't have a fucking Jewish. They don't have if you're a Jewish YouTuber creator program to boost Jews. That's to boost black people. Because there is a shortage or perceived shortage of black people holding these positions. So, yes, nepotism happens. People like to help people of different races, but also Hollywood likes to help all kinds of minorities. But like in my life, when I look at people complaining about Jews having these jobs, usually the people complaining about this are not people who tried to get those jobs. Where it's not, it's
like Kanye?
Yeah, well, Kanye does have one of those jobs. Kanye is a gigantic media mogul. Kanye's complaining about other people controlling the media. Kanye is somebody who controls the media. Kanye has a ton of influence and power over the media, and has for 20 years.
I think influence in the sense that you get posted as opposed to what gets posted and what's the overall narrative of what's being posted are a lot different.
I mean, Kanye for the last 10 years or so, or something, was like a billionaire, right?
He doesn't control his own narrative. Other people do.
If you're a billion, he could literally just start a TV network if he wanted.
That's what a lot of people say, but it's really not that simple.
Oh, come on.
Well, I think $1 billion gets you pretty far in the narrative control department. I mean, So I just don't. Kanye to me is like Trump. It's like somehow he has enormous amounts of power, but is complaining that he wants more. And it's like Trump is like, even when he was the president, he's still tweeting, complaining that he doesn't have enough power and that people won't let him do whatever he wants. And so, yeah.
Okay, sorry, I've been taking up mad of your time. I just want a clarification on one last thing. So what part of that stereotype is anti-Semitic?
There's an othering of Jews as not really part of society that's kind of smuggled into the premise that the Jews, when Jews control society or control the media, there's an implication that they're not part of that society.
That's pretty good.
When we talk about black people,
chains on fire.
We think of black people as part of society.
Shit.
When you talk about Jews, usually the way you're talking about them, the way Kanye's talking about them, we see somebody outside of the society puppeteering it, which that's anti-Semitic. That's not true.
I think you kind of put that on there.
Well, that's what I think. It's fine if you don't agree with that.
Okay.
2, the idea that Jews are a monolith. That they're all working together, working in coordination, that they have some kind of plan. that's anti-Semitic.
I think it's less of a plan, more of like, this is the way maybe a lot of Jewish people like the world to be.
That's not fair. Yeah, okay,
There's
cool.
a way that maybe a lot of another culture could like the way to be.
Okay,
If
well,
Christians want the world to be a certain way,
yeah, Christians have a ton of control and influence
Shit.
over society, way more than Jews. But we don't say Christians are controlling the media. We just don't talk about them that way. So it's not. It's an
Easy.
implied.
Trump was complaining
What
about
would be wrong
establishment
with-
existing complicating changes he wanted to implement. Yeah.
What would be wrong with saying that?
if that's what you think, why couldn't you say that?
I'm not saying you
I
couldn't
don't-
say it. I'm making a different point. That's not related to what you're saying. I'm saying that the way Jews are
Sure.
talked about is as though they are an alien hive mind trying to
Ah,
control and hurt people for their own nefarious purposes. And that's not true. It's anti-Semitic. And it's a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
fuck.
I think there's
Ah.
more to unpack, but maybe another time.
I mean, you tried to bait me into saying that Holocaust was worse than slavery because you just assumed I was going to say that because I'm a
No, I didn't. I was actually wondering.
Well, then why-
wondering.
yeah, but okay. Well, anyway, it feels like a setup question.
Part of the problem
where
with
you,
Trump
you're
complaining about the
trying to see
existing
if I'm going to
establishment,
fall into some like
making it hard for him to make
racist
changes, is that
stereotype that you have
kinda
about me
complaining
being
about
racist.
the American system.
I was just
making
wondering what
way.
your answer is, and then I was gonna make my point.
Can't
based
say
off
that
the
and also
answer.
say you're like. I don't know. I feel like it's
You
a little
said something,
un-American.
so,
It should be
really
hard for the
hinder
president
what
to
I
make
was saying.
changes.
Do you think Jews are trying to make black men gay?
Uh,
Is this a belief you hold?
I think I would attribute that more to like feminists and liberals.
Okay. Do you think Jews are behind feminism and liberalism?
They could be, and you know, I didn't really want to talk about this because I'm not that super researched on it.
It feels like we're already talking about it.
Yeah. I just, you know, I guess I kind of had to, but I'm not that super researched on it. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I look up the people
Let's go to a random.
are in certain positions and they happen to be Jewish, does that mean I'm not allowed to attribute
you
the
didn't.
Jewishness to it, right? It's weird that you're allowed to say like, oh, white people are making black men gay. Oh, liberals are making black men gay. Oh, feminists are making black men gay, which would pretty much mean women. But you can't say Jews. It's just weird to me. I don't know why they.
You can say anything you want that isn't going to get me banned.
Well, I mean, like it's gonna get backlash. Like, why does the Jew thing get backlash?
Everything gets backlash.
No, it's
Why,
a
why
little
did Jews?
different.
Why did Jews get backlash? Well, because Jews
No,
are
when you mention, it's like I said, if you mention it,
Ooh, that was
white
good
people are
grab.
making, like,
because
liberals are
because liberals and white people. Liberals is not a unmutable characteristic. Being a Jew is like a race. So
Shit.
usually the smaller
What?
the minority, the more backlash you get when you talk about it. And also, Jews are pretty sensitive
sick.
about conspiracy theories about them.
Shit.
Racial tropes about like black people. the end of the
Damn,
chain
damn,
of
damn.
thought about black people might be like,
Oh,
stop
fuck
caring
me.
about them. Stop trying to help them. Stop giving them welfare. Blah 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 blah. The train of thought about Mexicans is like, okay, fine, don't let them into the country. Send them back. Blah blah. The end of the train of thought about Jews is to kill them.
No, it's not.
Well,
And
that's
and
this
that's
is-
like,
so-
and
so
that's what
this
they
is-
purport all the time. Like, oh, because Kanye's
Yeah.
saying what he's saying, he wants to kill Jews. That's crazy.
I'm not saying that Kanye is saying he wants to kill Jews. I'm saying that
You're saying that's
the
like that.
the racial tropes about Jews, the racist stereotypes, lead to a conclusion that Jews need to be stopped.
But you know why you say that?
That they're
You
like
say
they're
that
an
because of-
invade.
Boom.
You say that because of the Holocaust. But
Yeah.
why
Not
didn't,
just the
but-
Holocaust.
Part of it. It's a pretty big
else
part
you
of it.
saying?
I don't know why
Just
that
the
makes it
nature
wrong.
of the claims themselves. That Jews are sneaky liars, that they're controlling everything, they can't be trusted, that they'll deny it, they'll argue with it. It's an inescapable trap of quicksand. When someone accuses you of being like a bad, sneaky Jew, there's nothing you can say. If somebody calls you a lazy black man, all you have to do is
it
like,
doesn't go to, like, okay. Yeah,
it's
it doesn't go to kill them or-
but it's disprovable.
Oof.
If somebody tells you
Oh,
as a
Christ.
black man, you're like, this is bad about you. You're a robber. You're whatever. You're a thief. You ran out on your kids.
Damn.
Whatever the fucking stereotypes are. All you have to do is just
Damn.
not do those things or be those things and show like, no, I'm not. Whatever you think about black people isn't true of me. But the Jew cannot do this. There's nothing I can say to an anti-Semitic person who believes that I'm going to just wriggle and writhe and lie. And no matter, even I can be one of the most genuine people creating content right now, and I believe that I am. It doesn't matter. I can look you in the eye and promise you on my fucking life that
That's not true.
Whatever you think about me isn't true. And to the anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists, it doesn't
Wah.
matter. Everything you say is just further evidence that it's all a lie.
No, you know what that comes from? I think that comes from the fact that a lot of Jewish people are bankers, lawyers. Those are the ones that they're talking about. You a streamer, they wouldn't really say that about you. You talking about, nigga, I'm a streamer,
Well, I get
like-
a lot of anti-Semitic comments.
Oh, really?
He's
Yes.
dead. He
That-
can't
that's
reach me.
stupid, isn't it? But you call it anti-Semitic.
Oh, what?
I would just
I
say
got
they're making fun of Jewish
spam.
people.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Like, why do
Well-
you get to this word anti-Semitic? You be throwing it around like, and it's like a stopgap for.
Oh
don't
shit!
talk
I didn't
about
click
this
the
anymore.
screen.
Where it's like, well, you can't
No,
just make fun of Jewish people?
no, you can
Fuck.
do whatever you want. But if I think if you're being racist against
Thumb
Jewish
hurts,
people,
damn.
I'm gonna say that you're being anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out what's the threshold, like what's the line where
It's a subjective thing. Everybody gets to decide for themselves if a statement is racist or not, and call it whatever they want.
Thank you.
I have a problem. I have a problem with that. You know,
Appreciate it.
for all races, a lot of people just throw, especially in this day and age, you just throw the words around. Oh, this is
Sure.
racist. That's racist. That's sexist. That's misogynistic. That's misandrous. You know,
Yeah.
they never say misandrous, but I think anti-Semitic is lumped in there nowadays. Like Kyrie Irving. Let me give you your thoughts on this. Kyrie Irving posted that link. To that
Oh,
movie.
got
I
him.
didn't watch the movie, right? But
Okay.
you know, I watch some talk shows. I watch Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, and I watch First Take with Stephen A. And none of them has watched the movie, yet they're all just quoting what Rolling Stones, who's owned by a certain group of people. It's owned by a certain group. I'm not sure. Maybe you know. And they're just going with their word on it instead of watching the movie themselves.
What group?
It's Jewish people.
Okay. Okay.
I'm pretty sure
shit.
it's also owned by a Jewish person. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I reject your characterization that you can't say certain things. Like you can upset other people. You can say things that upset other
thumb
people.
hurts.
I do it all the time, and I.
Fuck. Why am I not? There we go.
You're saying
What did you think
things.
about the Kyrie Irving thing?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you should look into it. It'd be an interesting video.
Wow.
I'll probably
Recovery
agree
times.
with whatever the
Amazing
mainstream
with that.
media take is.
Oh,
That tends to be my stance on a lot of mainstream news
you know-
stories. But if
Ah.
I have a different take,
Shit.
yeah, true. So sometimes I disagree. Sometimes I don't. But my guess is I'll probably
Ooh, got him.
I'll probably think that they
gonna grab
the
'em right away.
fines were excessive,
Got him.
and that forcing people to not talk about their racial biases is not a good idea. So I'll probably be against that. But like whether I'll call what he did racist, I probably will. I would guess that's gonna be my stance. But calling it racist is different from silencing it though. Like
Shit.
you can
Guessed wrong.
I respect, and in fact, I would die to protect your right to say anti-Semitic things. But I'm still gonna disagree with them.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we need to link like if I think something is racist, that doesn't mean it has to not be allowed to be thought about or talked
Whoa.
about. I agree that that's not good. All right, listen, I have to move. I have to move on to
Bam.
the next caller.
Yeah. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Good luck with those red pills.
I don't be taking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I just do me. Peace out.
Peace.
Impressive. I like Benny's brother. He's interesting.
Okay. Let me. I gotta check. I gotta check something.
Oh. He's checking to see if I added him.
I gotta check a couple things. I'm supposed to play Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
with Drazi. And okay, did you know that the Xbox wait, let me read the super chats first. Plush is now a Pony subscriber. I support you, Mr. Girl. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Smith is super chat $5. Don't dismiss his jealousy of
MrGirl.tv.
Jews. In fact, that's a good place to start the conversation. Oh yeah. I'm probably glad I didn't say that. The anti-Semitic stuff lately is pretty spooky, Mr. Girl. It is.
I agree with Cat Dog Bark. I better kick his ass.
I feel like with every black friend I have, I have to be like, hey, how are we doing? Are we okay? Things still cool? And we are. We're surviving the race wars, but it's Kanye has made it cool to hate Jews, to blame Jews. Blame your problems on Jews.
Oh shit.
Well, I still love black men.
Oh, what?
I
Okay.
love tall, strapping, well-dressed, sinewy, good-smelling black
By the way,
men,
Trib, you're
and I
a
love
moderator.
teaching them
So I don't know how to
about
make
loving other men.
to get rid of those sex things
And
in
I
the middle of this.
will always remain committed to advocating.
If you don't want to be,
for
tell me and
the
I'll take
black
you
man.
off. But for the time being,
Just want to make that absolutely clear to everybody. Amazing. Amazing, indeed. Okay.
damn it, I'm very
I'm
unfamiliar with
supposed-
this.
Do you want me to put
one.
Mortal Kombat on the CRT TV? I thought about doing that. All right, I'm supposed to play Mortal Kombat with Drazi, and we're playing for $50. I have
no,
not
it's 100
played
now.
Mortal Kombat 11 in 2 or 3 months, I think. It's been, or maybe more, maybe 6 months. It's been a while. But somebody's going to give $50 to charity if I lose. I don't know what's going to happen if I win. Oh, but you can't play. I have the Xbox Game Pass version on PC, and Drazi has the Steam version, and they're not cross-platform. Like, you can't play Steam versus the Xbox Game Pass. It's like incredibly dumb.
That's fine.
So I
I'll
don't
take
know
it off in a
when
minute.
that's happening. And I don't think he added me as a friend yet. Wait. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, it's you're on the Game Pass one now. All right, nice. Did you add me as a friend, Drazi? Should we do this now, or should we do another caller? Paper, you can do whatever you want. If you want to do one more caller and then the game, we can do that, or we can do it now. I have my controller somewhere. I don't know where I put it though. Also, I've never even launched the game. This is gonna be a shit show. My computer's gonna crash. I'll be right back. Just throw a. Do you need a warm up match? No. Throw the. Oh hey, what's up? Who are you?
Rudy.
Rudy?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted to leave with not knowing I was here.
I don't want to leave not knowing you're here. I'm glad you said something.
I got you, okay.
Let's see.
Well, what's
Okay.
up?
Well, my question has to do with how you navigate negative emotions. In particular, I wanted to ask you how does it make you feel that you have made someone a demonstrably worse person, even if the reason behind that is something that you believe has to be done. In the case with Destiny, he expressed a desire to be more open, more friendly, to make more friends. And now, due to their circumstances, he is going back on that and saying
Should go into the
he's
waiting
not
room
being
then.
as charitable to people. He's not being as nice. Does that affect you in some type of way?
Are you asking me specifically about Destiny or in this question?
Rosie?
I
Hey, paper,
was-
scissors.
Specifically, I'm curious how, in general, yeah,
I'll turn you up.
just to know that you've made someone worse.
Because I don't believe that that's true about Destiny.
Okay.
This might be a very short call.
Why don't you think that's true?
I think it could be true in some
Sorry,
way. My
Trip.
earbud just
I
fell out
put you
after
there
the
just
call
'cause you're
around
the
playing. I
only
think
one
it could be
who's
true in some way, but
here
I think
often.
I don't. I just don't see it as like a narrative.
Okay, sure. Let's remove Destiny from the equation.
I'm probably
Yeah, can you
the
give
only
me like a
person
hypothetical or something else?
whose name I know off the top of my head.
Hypothetical. Sure. Let's say you meet someone. They express to you that they've taken steps to make themselves a more approachable person, a nicer person. They are taking active effort to just fix
Oh,
some
damn it.
things where they deem are flaws.
Okay, so Elder, are you guys pretty much
But
connected?
then after your interaction with them,
Okay, put you in.
they
there.
decide it's not worth.
Yeah, as far as I know, it looks like he added me back, and we're good to go. I'm all downloaded. I've been practicing on it for like the last hour. Everything is pretty all set.
Oh, you want me to keep talking? This point's gonna be a quest statement if you make me keep expanding on this.
They want to self-improve, and because of me, they don't anymore. They're giving up on life.
No, not on life in general, but
There we
at
go.
least on those aspects.
Now I have muted myself in the waiting room.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if anybody's ever said that to me except Destiny.
What the fuck did they say to him?
Do you feel no responsibility over changing someone's behavior?
I'm sorry, am I being narcissistic or did someone mention my name?
It could be the other way around.
Oh,
too,
no,
where you've made them
you're
want to
good.
self-improve. Does that affect you? in
No one
any way?
mentioned your name.
Yeah, if I make somebody feel like a better person or like they want
If
to
you want to like the stream, I wouldn't be all tore up about
No
it.
one said it
just
out loud, but I
saying.
was
Like better
thinking
person,
about
they
you and
usually
touching
mean
myself.
better to themselves.
What the fuck?
Probably.
That means a lot to me.
Okay.
I thought I had all these people muted. They had themselves muted, which means they couldn't
Are you
mute
someone with a lot of
themselves.
regrets?
There we go.
I have I wouldn't say a lot of regrets, but I have some. Yeah.
Oh,
Do
what?
you think they are inherently bad to have those kind of emotions towards the past?
No. No, I don't think it's bad to regret your past.
Oh, you're on the desk again. I see you.
Got him. Bam, bam.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to
They're
think of
gonna
the question because my
Hey,
I was very
Elder
confused with
Razi?
the first part, and then after that was all improv.
Ah, shit.
Elder Razi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't.
Hey, get ready. I'm gonna
I
put
don't
you in
accept
because Rudy's
wholesale
call is
the idea
kind of falling
that
flat.
I broke
So
Destiny.
I'm gonna put you in, and you guys can play your game.
Sounds
then
good to
we'll-
me.
So,
We'll
don't-
probably
don't agree with that.
continue calls afterwards.
Okay.
do you think he believes that?
Thanks, Paper.
Or is he just lying?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if he's blaming his shit on me, if he's lying, if he really believes it. I have no idea. I have to think about that. I will probably write about it.
Wait,
though,
what's happening?
Because that was
So
the
Elder
first
Razi's gonna jump in to play a game
narrative
with
to come out of
Max,
this, is that
and then
that
we'll
was
go
the
back
first
to
thing
calls
worried about,
afterwards.
that I deeply betrayed Steven. I backstabbed him.
So I thought I was gonna wait till a little bit
Promised
later,
to
but
be
he's
loyal to
indicating
him,
that he's ready.
and
So
I betrayed him.
Can we get like an alert when the calls come back on?
of course, I'll send you a message.
Awesome, thanks.
You,
I think it's a dangerous thing to put out there
Oh,
because
So you give it a bit then.
That's
all
fine.
abuse-
Honestly, whoever
abuse
I
victims
do end up
are gonna
having as mods
feel
for this
like
channel
they are
is really just to get rid
betraying
of
their
the
abuser by speaking
sex
out about it.
ads. Or if somebody says like the N-word in chat.
How do you then recommend someone who does feel betrayed?
Okay.
That those emotions of betrayal might guilt you into stopping from doing the thing that is causing the betrayal.
I guess since I'm about to play him soon, I'm gonna. Should I run hot water or ice my thumb? Jeez, my thumb
don't
hurts
understand the
like
question.
right in here. Stiff.
Can you
I haven't
explain?
played a fighting game in a
Yes.
while like this.
I was referencing
You mind I run some hot water
the
on
fact
real
that
quick?
those
I'll be
emotions
back.
of betrayal on themselves might act as a gate.
I still have my headset
stop
on
you
though,
from
so
going
you can
further.
holler.
To stop me from going further?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
Elder.
Yeah.
Hey, so just to let you know, so what I'm gonna do is, after this call, I'm gonna go
believe that
in
was part of the intention.
and just say next player,
Cast himself as the victim,
and then
cast me
afterwards,
as the villain,
you can
or
start talking. So just
guilt
wait
me
for that
into
cue,
stopping or
because
scare
this
me into
call
stopping,
seems to be
something like
ending
that.
soon. So
And
just
did
wanted
it
to kind of give
ever-
you a heads up.
You got it. Sounds good.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
No. I wouldn't have started this if I wasn't sure. And I know enough about abusive relationships and dynamics, and I've stood up to abusive people before to understand that there are times when you're going to just feel like a horrible person throughout the process.
Did you
Guilt is just like part of standing up to somebody.
Did you think to cuddle him in any way before doing this? To change the way you were going about it so you could actively not give him an escape, but at least cushion the fall?
Well, nobody that I played so far has. Honestly, I'm nowhere near as good as I used to
no.
be, as I was at like Mortal Kombat X.
My
But
concern was that if I warned him, he would
I think I
start
could get there. I just haven't.
scaring
the
people out
time
of
and-
talking to me.
I used to have a buddy who'd come over and we'd play Mortal Kombat
Which he's
every
doing.
day. He was better than anybody else I've ever met.
Actively.
It took me like 3 or 4 weeks to get better than him. We'd play a lot, and then after that, he would just he'd rotate characters to find the dumb thing that could
With all
spam.
that said, I don't
And then
really
I
have any
basically became
questions
immune
for
to
you.
like every tactic. Didn't have that for this game.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I appreciate you
Next
calling.
player.
Obviously, it's like a upsetting topic.
Next
but
player?
Yeah.
needs to be talked about.
Hey, how's it
Forward to
going?
The release piece then.
Hey man, all right, let me get my controller. You want to talk to chat for a minute?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, okay, I'll be right back.
Hey, chat. I seen a
Next
little bit
player.
of support,
Next
but
player.
I just want to clear up. There's actually $100 on the line for charity, and if Max wins, he gets to pick the.
Hey, man, all right, let me get my
Oh
controller.
shit! There we go. I had stream on. Whoever wins gets to pick which charity they want it to go to. So if Max wins, he gets to pick a charity, and if I win, $100 is going to go to Chad CHADD .org, which is a organization for ADHD. So there's that. They're dedicated to like helping people out with getting counseling or getting them in with people who can help them. I think research as well. I looked them over pretty good. They seem like a good ADHD charity. So I did present him a like a hypothetical structure for this. I was going to ask him if he wanted to like extend it out a little bit more, and I want to make sure that we agree on the
Nambla.
terms too. Yeah, the National Man Boy Love Association. I genuinely thought that was from South Park.
Wikipedia.
Oh, you need to donate to Wikipedia. That's a pretty good one. I forgot I was talking about charities. I thought you just said Nambla randomly to fuck with me. Really threw me off.
The head games are starting. All right. Did you add me on?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna try to figure out how to invite you. I never use the X. I think I used the Xbox thing to play with somebody in Halo before, but I invited you to my party. I don't know if that's how this works. Face another player. Wait, no. That's not what I want. Private versus. I'll invite you. I am used to playing the Steam one, but it's Oh wait, shit.
Wait, are we friends already?
Can't hear.
Do we have to be friends? How does this work?
Because I did the stupid party thing.
How do you play Mortal Kombat? Okay, do you think that you're gonna win?
I can pretty much guarantee I'll beat you with my one character, but when I proposed the layout for this, I realized that I don't know that many characters here, so I had to grind out practice with some other characters.
I don't remember how to play at all. I don't even remember how to do a getup.
You were talking shit though.
I know. I intended to play like a little bit to remember how to play.
Yeah.
And I just don't remember how. I just didn't have time. I've been doing all these interviews. Okay, did you add me?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to invite you on this now.
Wait, cuz
yeah, you're.
What's your name on here?
It's Dem Apples, DEMAPULS. My buddy made it like 10 years ago for me on his Xbox.
Okay. Added.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Mortal Kombat. Play. Oh my god. The 8-year-old in me is getting fucking excited, man. Oh yeah.
Just know that nothing I say in the middle of this fight is a reflection on what I actually think or feel about you.
Of the Jewish people.
That's probably a really good disclaimer to make.
Right.
Thanks for putting
invited you to play
that in my head. I think I invited you to. Oh no, the server's unavailable.
Oh my god.
We're gonna try this again. I don't think so. I just played a bunch to make sure that like the frame rate wasn't gonna fuck me over or whatever. I went to a big convention and challenged people, and they were playing on PlayStations, which is half of it, and I couldn't beat anybody, and none of my moves worked.
Yo.
Maybe custom lobby would be better. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted. Why did I click that?
Do you guys want to watch this?
Oh, I think they do.
Okay. I gotta add a window.
I'm gonna
add a window. Window capture? That's what I want, right? Window capture. Oh yeah. Wait. This is gonna like. Let me hide this for a second. Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna relaunch the game real quick. Just make sure that's not gonna fuck with it. It's funny because I have this for PC.
I think this is too
Switch.
loud. Hold on.
I had it for Switch. And
seems pretty loud.
Oh, it is. It is. I had to do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. Let me
take your time.
Get my shit together.
Oh no,
Okay.
he has to. You have to play 3 AI games online if you haven't played online before. I had.
Oh
to do
really?
that. Yeah. You have to play against 3 AIs in like the online, whatever.
Okay. I want to turn the music off. Jesus
Settings.
Christ. Okay.
maybe the invite will circumvent that.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. Okay, hold on. I have to like get up every time I want to fucking.
Somebody from my chat said you're not winning a round. I did.
I'm not winning. I'm not winning a round.
That's what they said, not me. I did not. I think I dropped a single game, not match, since I switched to the Game Pass version. I had like a 7 win streak.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
We could be in trouble here, folks.
If anybody's watching too, MK11 not so much, but MK10, I can guarantee nobody will beat me in that. I would literally leave the room and play my friends by sound so that they would feel comfortable playing with me and still win.
That's pretty wild.
You see Sub-Zero, you can tell if you throw the ice ball where they're facing.
Well, jeez. Okay, I want to see. Invite me to play.
I did, but I'll try to invite you again. You just might
Must
not...
run benchmark to play online. Would you like to run it now? I just did this.
You got to do it different for online, yeah. That's the first one's to set up the game.
Oh. Okay, this sounds like it's too loud still.
I played at GG Dizzy throughout college. What am I good?
I'm gonna look at chat on my phone.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Did you just spell Mortal Kombat with a C, Turtle? Don't do that. Failed to process invite.
Okay, it might just be because of like your benchmark tests shuts all that off. It says I was gonna wait until you ran it to do it again.
Okay, fight online. No basic tutorial.
Let's see if we can get away with.
Oh, Windows Firewall has blocked. Allow access. You must complete 3 tutorial matches before I compete against human player. Okay, I'm gonna try to not do that and then see if you can still invite me.
Yeah, that's the good plan here. If you just pick your best character, you can grind through them pretty fast. I fucked around with it. They're not very good.
I accept. If this takes any longer, I'm going to freak out. Oh my god. If anyone wants to play checkers against Max, send me a DM. Wow, Paper, you're really... Not testing all this before the stream? Oh yeah, I was installing this like 20 minutes before the stream started.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
I don't remember how to play, but I still feel like I'm gonna beat you. Also, I've never played on an Xbox controller. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, I usually play games. Oh, the terms of this. Do you remember what I laid out to you?
Yeah, if you win one, you got to switch characters.
Yeah, if you still want to do that, that's fine. If you're not, because you're not as practiced, you want to just stick to the same one, that's fine.
I'm so nervous.
That's right. I said I was going to do this in reverse skill order.
Oh my god.
That's not what I wanted.
My heart's pounding.
Wait a minute.
Okay, Oh, Kung Lao? Okay, I used to play all these characters, but I don't remember.
Oh, I don't have the... Oh,
Let's
whatever.
start.
I don't have the preset guy for it, but whatever. Yeah, place your bets. Oh, we can't pick the round. I wanted Shinnok's Bone Temple. It's the only level that has a funny name.
Sounds like you needed a warm-up match. I did. I should have accepted.
Would you
The
like this
warm-up
to be a
match.
warm-up match?
No, would you?
No. I've been warming up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
The last person I played was Jimmy,
Yeah.
and that was like 3 months ago.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ooh. Nice. Ooh. Okay. Oh.
Okay, it's coming back to me. It's coming back.
Oh, that still does work on this variation. Okay.
Ow.
There
All
you go.
right. Oh God. My fingers. My fingers.
My thumb is
Ow.
killing me from practicing.
Fuck me.
Ooh, ooh, stop it.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh, shit. Okay, that's okay. Oh, that's a good grab. Fuck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh! Ooh. Oh. Gosh,
Whoa!
that was late. Oh!
Whoa, buddy! Oh my God.
That was nice.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh shit, I just realized that means I still have to win one with this guy, and I don't have his variations. Shit.
My heart is pounding. Holy shit.
Oops, oops. There we go.
I got it. Oh my God. Okay, my heart rate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 120 or something. It's my heart is pounding.
I don't want to waste the Liu Kang. I didn't know when you play online, if you don't set the customs, they change it to a thing. Oh, there we go. Wait, no. There we go. I didn't realize it would get rid of his tournament presets that already exist.
All right. Yeah, for everybody who's confused, I'm Sonya
And now I'm Scorpion.
and he's Scorpion.
My roster is Liu Kang, Scorpion, Kung Lao. But really,
Liu Kang, huh?
it's mainly Liu Kang. Yeah, I switched off of Scorpion like halfway through like the first 2 months.
I'm gonna warn you, Sonya is my main. All right.
Okay.
I should have gotten my fucking PlayStation controller.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's not the same with an Xbox.
Oh fuck.
Oh, I tried to teleport. That was really good. That was pretty nice. Whoa.
Was that gonna kill you?
No. Oh, that will. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I didn't even mean to do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just pushing buttons.
All right.
Ow. Fuck you, dude.
That's fair.
I shouldn't try that.
Okay. It work? Okay, it's worth it then.
Yep.
Oh shit, I almost fell. Holy fuck.
Final round. Fight.
Oh! That roll is rude. Oh! Jesus. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
I keep dropping my combos.
Fuck. Oh. Yes!
Fuck you, man.
Woo!
Fuck. Okay. Oh my god.
I don't like how nervous I am.
Me neither. Okay, I'm gonna try plugging in my PlayStation controller.
Okay.
Will that work?
I just use mine wirelessly. I don't know if it'll detect. I don't really know how the whole Microsoft shit works.
Use DualSense on PC. Hold down the PlayStation logo button. Can I use it wired? If I plug it in, will it just work?
Mine automatically worked when it was wireless. If you want to connect it to your computer, you just do the Bluetooth, hold share and PlayStation button for 5 seconds. It'll flash, then connect it in your Microsoft options.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I do that?
It's up to you. It worked totally smooth and fine for me. I had 0 issues. In fact, it didn't even occur to me that maybe I could.
Wait, this is a PS5 controller?
I've used PS5 as well, but never with the Microsoft Share thing. Or Microsoft
Share and
Game
PlayStation.
Pass. Yep, you hold them for like 5 seconds, then the backlight on it'll start to flash.
Yeah, it's blinking.
Okay. Okay.
This is an emergency. Okay, and then I connect it in Bluetooth.
Yep. You just go to Bluetooth options, search like the regular search, not the Xbox controller option one.
Wireless controller. It says it's paired.
There you go.
Add Bluetooth or other devices.
Yep.
Wireless controller. Your device is ready to go. Oh yeah, it says it's paired. All right, let me see if it works. No, it doesn't. It's not. This doesn't work.
I don't know. Mine was on when I started.
Fucking Xbox controller, whatever. All right. Wait, now my Xbox controller doesn't work.
Oh no.
Wait, now the PlayStation controller. Oh, okay, all right. Well,
There we go. For if
you're in
anybody's,
trouble now. You're in serious fucking trouble now.
I hope so. Anybody who thinks that's not a thing and that's an excuse, I will vouch for you. The right controller matters. Wait, which one is this?
Yeah.
All right. Wow,
All right.
I got almost no votes here. Come on, people.
Yeah, I saw that.
What the fuck? Oh. Oh. That was very rude. If I can take out your best with my worst non-proper variation, I'll feel a lot better about proceeding forward. Shit. God damn. Shit! Oh, I thought it was dead
Oh
already.
yeah,
Fuck.
the best combo ever.
Low kick. When in doubt.
Yeah. Ow. Fuck, dude.
Oh, come on. Oh, he has the worst grab reach. Shit. I don't like this. Jesus Christ! Stop it. Alright.
Oh yeah, we're doing this.
Oh. I don't know any fatalities for this game.
Sonya wins.
Okay. Now,
You feeling better?
not really, because I'm out of characters I know how to play, really. I used to be really good with Garrus, but I literally can't remember any of his moves.
Yeah, I think Jimmy told me Garrus and, was it Shao Kahn?
Yeah,
The dude
I'm
with the
okay with
mask?
Shao Kahn. I don't have him downloaded, but I'm okay with him. I used to be fucking... I'm trying to remember anybody I remember any fucking moves for.
That was my, Kung Lao, is, I just sort of know that if I tap square and triangle, I can lock people into, like, the throwing hat, pulling you to me loop of punches, and a lot of people just don't know how to deal with it. But this is my main. This, like, 95% of my games are played with him.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna be in the same boat as you.
Sand Pillar. I don't fucking remember how to play him.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, I do remember. I do remember.
Oh.
Kind of.
Ooh.
It's like... Ow.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, shit! I don't
Whoa.
care for that at all.
Okay, I just don't remember how to play him. Fuck.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh. Ugh. You remember something? Holy shit.
I remember that, yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, all of his stuff is like super unintuitive in how to block it.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, gotcha.
Oh, that's it. Yep.
Take it
What
to
are we
the final
playing to?
match.
First of 3.
I'm a little bummed that I didn't pick Liu Kang when you had Cassie.
Yeah, that was Sonya, not Cassie.
Oh, it is Sonya. That's right. I don't know anything about Sonya. I used to play Cassie a little bit, but that was for like 2 days. I learned all her shit. Now I don't remember anything.
God damn it. Ooh.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with noob. No. Yeah.
Fuck, I've like mained all these characters, but I don't remember their fucking moves.
I feel that.
Come on, brain. Come on, brain.
Jax is
Jax
top
is
tier right
bad.
now. No, he's top tier right now.
Really?
I just looked him up. Liu Kang is the #1, but like Jax is S tier. I think he has
I
that
don't
dumb shit
remember
where he
his-
can grab you in a combo.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Yeah.
You know what? Let's just do it old school. Cold shoulder. Okay.
Figured I'd be better off playing noob since you haven't played against me playing him yet.
Right.
Oh my god. No, I thought Mortal Kombat 11 was slow at first, but it's actually much faster than the others. Oh! How do I throw my thingy? Oh no! I would prefer otherwise. Alright. Jesus.
I can't remember the combos.
There we go.
Okay, I shouldn't have done it.
No! Oh no! I paused. No, I'm dead! I'm not!
No.
Now I am.
Now you're dead.
Fuck. What are my moves?
I can't remember
Okay.
any of his combos. Fuck you, dude.
I think I just need to go with like straight up fundamentals with this game. That way I can't fuck it up as bad. Trying to remember stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. Ooh.
Nice.
Thank you. This is it. Good luck.
This is it.
Shit. Ooh. There we go.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh. Nope. Gotcha. Woo!
No! Well done.
You as well.
I'm sorry, Wikipedia.
This was good. If would you like to play one round with us using our bests just for fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
God
Thanks for
damn
agreeing to
it.
fight me. I was super nervous when you said yeah, because I was just talking shit in chat. One of these
Mr.
days
L.
I'll play Smash.
Congratulations, Drazi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've humiliated me.
In Shinnok's Bone Temple, no less.
All right, I'm gonna want a rematch in like a couple months.
Yeah, your terms, you name it. Thank you, paper, scissors. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, it's my face. Oh. Oh, shit. Press star 1. Thank you, Froggy Style.
What a heel. That's right.
Oh. Oh, fuck. I dropped it. Oh.
God damn it. Sonya?
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Not for game purposes, but lore-wise, who's your favorite?
What is that?
Who's your favorite character in Mortal Kombat for the lore-wise?
Oh. I don't know. Maybe Scorpion?
Scorpion's good lore. Oh, God. It's too much damage. Forgot that move's basically off limits here. Basically. Oh, shit! Do you know how hard it's going to be to continue to fight after getting a bullet through my head?
Yep.
He does.
Oh my god. Woo! I cannot fucking believe you pulled it off, you bastard.
Mr. Girl, is an absolute pleasure. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. What a nightmare.
Thanks all the people who are patient with all the tech shit. I don't feel like it's partially my fault. I had no fucking clue either.
One more, motherfucker. I want to play one more.
You got it. Rematch.
One fucking more.
Absolutely. Any time.
But this is the last one. I'm not going to just make you keep playing me till I win. I wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of person.
That's fair. You wouldn't want to keep the audience here all night.
Right. Exactly.
Although, think of all the money you could make with people bitching in super chats.
Right. That's true. No. I forgot that's fucking safe on block. Okay.
Shit!
You know what? Let's just...
Yeah, Liu Kang has the safest combos in the game.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I think the trade-off is that he doesn't have long strung-out combos.
Right.
His kit is like all this kick. That's all you get is the crushing blow combo.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Don't try to grab me. Oh, fuck! Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Shit, no. No. No.
Thank fucking God.
Now you know your combos? Okay. Good
Yes.
grief.
All right, you want to play one more?
I can
Last
play
one
more.
for real, no matter what. Final, no takebacks. For real.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Your thumb's gonna hurt. I know mine has been from just practicing like an hour before we started.
I have a very gentle touch.
Oh no, not me. I had a firm grip.
Oh, God.
Alright. Alright. All the nervousness is gone. We going hard.
Okay.
Oh. That's good.
I hate those fucking counters. I did them by accident.
Why no jump? Fuck.
The fuck?
The kick's low. Okay. No.
Yes. Yes, Drazi.
Round 2. Fight.
Ow.
Ah! Grab me in the air? That's very inappropriate. Oh, God! You wouldn't be trying to remove my spine now, would you?
Oh, I didn't even... Honestly, it didn't occur to me. I'm not Jimmy. I'm not as obsessed with that as he is.
Yeah, I
should've
remember
been doing that, though.
I blocked, and he's like, oh, okay, I guess we're blocking, too. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, you got me. It's like,
No,
I guess...
I have absolutely no honor.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to fucking take your spine out. That's your thing. I don't want to... I'm trying to win. I've never practiced to do that.
Well, we'll do
GG's.
this.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
The disrespect. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not throwing as many fireballs because I don't want people to say I'm shitty, but they don't understand how competitive Mortal Kombat works. It's all fair game.
Oh, yeah.
Chip damage matters. Ah! You couldn't let me counter you once?
No.
Fair enough.
I don't want you to counter me at all.
Let's see. Okay, I'm in a position to trade some projectiles. Whoops. No! I think I'm dead. Hey, you got me.
Oh, God. All right. Well,
it was fun.
It was fun. Good games.
GG's.
I guess this is going to be part of the show now, is that I play video games with people sometimes.
If you ever want some good practice, well, I'm on your list. Just hit me up.
All right, sounds good, man. GG's.
GG's. Yeah, that was fun. I'm still here. Paper, you gotta boot me, man.
Oh, I can beat. I'll boot you.
All right,
got you. All right, later,
thanks.
man.
Good games. Peace out.
Good games.
Okay, so let's see.
I
I think he might still be taking calls. So assuming he knows thing, Turful, then Joe Biden.
Cool.
Yeah, I just I don't know. feel like I was a lot less aggro after that. After I won, all the pressure left. Even all the pressure that I had from like practicing and all that, it just went right out of me.
Call.
It wasn't so serious when it was
Last
for
call.
fun. I think that well, no, I guess not. Maybe. I wonder how his connection
I need to
was
go
at his
back
show.
to training. Drazi does too. We both need to get better. And then fucking fight again. Hello, welcome to Mr. Girl Hotline. How can I help you?
Hi there. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So I have a gripe to pick with your orbiters because I feel like they didn't do a very good job interrogating you, and I kind of want to pick up the slack about the whole Destiny situation.
Okay, so you're gonna interrogate me, or you're gonna just complain that they didn't?
Well, yeah, I guess I just wanted to interrogate you and see, I guess get down to brass tacks about the investigation and what that kind of entails.
Okay.
All right, so for starters, I just want to ask, what was the inciting incident that made you want to look into Destiny, or like what happened that made you realize like I need to investigate this guy?
Whew, that was a lot. A lot of pressure.
I was told that he said that he enjoys putting women in psychological distress.
Okay.
Or maybe not just women, people.
Oh, okay.
And my view of the situation switched from.
I'll probably play Mortal Kombat more in the future.
That he was
It'd
negligent
probably be like a
to
background
possibly
game that I play.
malicious. Also, at about the same, I think during the same conversation, I was told that he is still sexting with Anna.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
So the combination of those two things were really distressing, and I already had thought about writing some kind of article about like my year streaming, and obviously some of that would be critical of Destiny, but that was when I was like, okay, I think I need to figure out what's going on and write about it.
Oh, true.
I think
and I guess
gonna
I don't
wrap
have to
up
answer
this
this 'cause
stream.
it's probably going to be in the article, but have you found any evidence?
I'm talking
Because
to
I know you have yourself as one example, Lav is one, and then Anna are like the three public ones.
Tomorrow about
Do you have
Mr.
any
He
other
wants to talk to me.
examples that you
I'll probably stream that
found
on
in the
Twitch. If
investigation,
you
or
don't
is it
follow
just
me on
those two
Twitch, but
that
you
you're
follow
basing
me
this
here,
off
I can't answer that. And
but
as
you're
I don't know if you know
subscribed
about
here.
Zerka
Please
leaking
do.
this, but I am.
I want to start.
I'm
dual
offering
streaming,
NDAs to
but,
anybody who wants to talk to me. Give
I gotta figure out how to do it right so that my
whatever.
audio
I'm
doesn't turn
offering
into
NDAs,
fucking garbage on here.
To not literally. If anybody, if like you can't just like DM me random shit and be like, "Yo, give me an NDA." Like I'm not doing that. But I will sign an NDA if I, am convinced somebody has, whatever, genuine, real, evidence or testimony or whatever that they want to provide to me. I'll sign an NDA saying that I will pay you $5,000 if I break it. So I literally can't.
Somebody asked me what other fighting games I play.
More about like what have you heard? Have you found anything? I can't talk about it until I get releases.
So you wouldn't even be able to answer like, has anybody accepted the offer or?
No, I can't answer that.
Oh, okay.
It's just gonna be like a vault that closes from now until publication.
Gotcha. That kind of just raised my line of questioning because I get the feeling, and this is going to be a quest statement. I know you hate those, but I get the feeling that when this article comes out, it's going to be you, Lav, and Anna's testimony, and then everyone else is going to be an anonymous person who either didn't come forward or came forward with vague, accusations of tomfoolery, and you're not going to be able to really say anything about it. So
it doesn't sound like a very good article.
You know what? I'm not going to lie, not really. But
like a piece of
I will
shit.
read
It sounds like a whiner
Um,
wrote it.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off of here and just sort of relax.
I think honestly, even if
I need to get a shower tonight,
everybody else drops out,
and I still can't.
I still think I can
do
write
them
a
on
pretty
my
good
own.
little piece.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. At least accounting your you know,
Yeah,
you're
I think I'm gonna
streaming
hop
that
off of
after.
here just so I can
Yeah,
just sort of
that'd be fine.
passively
And I
watch
think
and
it'll
moderate
be
the chat.
compelling to people.
In MrGirl.tv.
I know my
highly
credibility
recommend
is, like,
watching
pretty damaged in
the hotline on
Destiny's
MrGirl.tv.
audience, but
Thanks for being here, and I am,
to the
like I
general
said, gonna
public,
try
I think
to
it'll still be an interesting article,
dual stream in the
no matter
future.
how little or how much there is in it.
That's
but
it for
I
tonight.
will say that
Thanks
it
for
is
coming by and watching. You
very
win
unlikely
$100 for
the scenario you're
Chad.org.
describing. I don't think that's what's going to happen.